Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cross My Heart. We are here on the front porch with Les, who was actually working on a little embroidery project. Now, she's going to get there at some point. She will eventually not stab her finger, but you could probably tell from the intro that we are starting to get into Les's past just a little bit. And actually what she's working on right now is a llama embroidery project. And this ties in because the llama was her high school mascot, and we have now been introduced to a very longtime friend of Les's. Now, you probably saw in the beginning with the text messages and everything, Les actually dug out this box. She was going through a few different things, just trying to make sure that all of her knickknacks were kind of like out and displayed in her new home here. And she had one more box that she was kind of hesitating touching, to be honest. And it was here. It was right here. Now, in this box, this is called high school stuff. I'm going to make it a little bit easier to see here. So we do have an image that you actually can't see. I'm not sure if that glitched out or what. She has her laptop from high school. She removed all the stickers and everything, but she has her old laptop. She also has this little llama sports mascot figurine, which is what inspired her to start on her current embroidery project of a llama. And then we also have her old journal, her old diary from high school. However, within that box, there was also this photo. And this photo right here was shown in the intro. And this is Les in high school with her best friend, Tiani. Now, she hasn't spoken to Tiani, though, in years. She hasn't spoken to Tiani since, I want to say, about like junior year or something like that. I even think, yep, this picture's named junior year. So this was right around the time that they had actually stopped talking. Now, I'm not going to disclose too much about what happened and why they ended up not talking, but it definitely made Les a little bit nostalgic, which is why she texted Tiani to see if she could reach out, to see if they could reconnect. Now, she doesn't know if Tiani has stayed in Willow Creek. She doesn't know what she's really up to at all, since they haven't spoken in a very, very long time. Les did spend a lot of time, of course, in Willow Creek as a practicing nurse, as we learned in the first episode, but they really never ran into each other in town or anything like that. They kind of kept their distance, and Tiani never made an effort to reach out to Les after their split, I guess we can call it. That's kind of what I'm going to call it, because friends have breakups too. It happens to all of us at some point. I experienced a few different friendship breakups, and they're kind of just as awful as romantic breakups, in my opinion. Could be different for other people, but it was definitely a rough one for Les, and we are going to learn a little bit more about those circumstances as her past unfolds. Let me just say too, now with high school years coming out and the updates and everything, things did get a little bit wonky with Les. When I actually went into this save file, she was no longer employed as a doctor. So I had to fix that before we actually started, and I had to make sure everything else was situated. But she has connected with Daichi on Social Bunny, Social Bunny, that's what it's called. Also her coworker, Lori. So Daichi and Lori are her two coworkers. And you can see that her friendship bar with Tiani is actually still pretty high. Again, they haven't spoken in years, so I'm surprised it hasn't gone down a little bit more. But I think it's just because they held a lot of love for one another. And their little friendship breakup, it wasn't something that was intentional. It really was just Les trying to process something that had happened to her. And she felt as though Tiani really wasn't there for her in the way that she wanted her to be. And they just kind of drifted apart. You know, it wasn't this really tumultuous friendship breakup. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't like this huge falling out per se. Oh, yes, she does like cooking. Yay. Oh, thank goodness. That's going to make her life so much easier. But yeah, it wasn't dramatic. It just kind of happened slowly and over time and very naturally. And even though it was very sad, I think for the both of them, especially for Les, it was really sad for Les. But I think she was preoccupied trying to process other things, which, like I said, we will learn about a little bit later on. It is getting a little bit later in the evening here, but Les actually busted out her old journal and she's reliving memories as we speak. Let me just say, I had a few journals in high school. I never maintained them, but I feel like Les was extremely, extremely thorough. She's a loner, but she of course has a lot of thoughts and feelings that she needs to express, even if she isn't particularly social. So I think that her journal, I feel like this is one of many, to be honest with you. I feel like she was the kind of sim that filled out one journal every single month. You know, something like that, something really, really, I'm not going to say extreme, but to me that's kind of extreme. I mean, I never did anything like that, but that's what I think she did. I think she filled out a journal pretty much every single month, and that journal in particular, I think she always puts it away when she gets to the final entry. Whenever she gets to the end of that journal, it kind of cuts off at the very last entry, and I think that's because it was around the time that Les experienced something very traumatic, and around the time that her and Tiani ended up no longer speaking. So it's really difficult for her to kind of relive that moment in time, but she held on to the journal because maybe one day she can go back and kind of reflect on things and finish where she left off, but I don't think she's quite there yet. She was just updating some health medical journals from home since technically yesterday she didn't go to work because the game decided she was no longer employed, but let's just say that she took the day to kind of unpack a few more things at home. She had some collected PTO that miraculously carried over from her last job, so she was able to kind of take the day, get settled a little bit, and she was updating some health journals, and then she's going to do a little bit of yoga, I think, before bed, as she typically does. I know I said we'd catch up with her in the morning, but I'm going to need to look this up because I don't speak Simlish. I know. That might be hard to believe. I don't know what everything means. But Daichi just said Sul Sul Lessie, Garba Niba Yanabi Sturley. And there are a few very cute reactions. I'm assuming it's because Lessie actually put something out there about a new outfit that she got. So let's just react to his post. Maybe just with like this happy one. That's nice. It is a beautiful Friday morning. It is bright and early, almost 6 a.m. Today's weather, we are looking at a heat wave, everybody. It's going to be very, very hot today. Look at the sad little freezer bunny. But today is actually Simdependence Day as well. I did update the calendar between today's episode and the first episode that we ended up putting up here, but I just wanted to make sure that I did that because I love adding holidays to the calendar. It makes it so much more lively and fun. So today is Simdependence Day. I did not make it a day where Sims have the day off of school or work. And that's only because it was so short notice, because I literally did it for the next day and I wanted Les to be able to go back to work. Besides, I think her job, you know, of course there's recognition of holidays, but I think her job calls for a little bit more flexibility because you always need medical staff. So she's going to be working today, but maybe she'll have a little barbecue after work, maybe invite her coworkers over. I think that would be really fun. And then we also have a few more holidays in the summer coming up. So I just wanted to show you all really quickly. So next week, we actually have Pride Day. Now I'm thinking that, you know, of course we have Pride Month, but we don't have months in The Sims. So we do have Pride Day, and we have art and music spirit, drinking, party spirit. We really just want to celebrate. And then we also have Ice Cream Palooza. Now it sounds really big and involved, and it's honestly not. I was thinking it was kind of like a free ice cream scoop day, because in New England, if there's like a Ben & Jerry's around you, they have free scoop day, and the line's always nuts, but you can get a free scoop of ice cream and it's great. So I was kind of thinking of that too. And then right at the end of summer, I did Treat Yourself Day. And if you've seen Parks and Recreation, that's where that's coming from. But I just have go on a vacation or travel. So like maybe Les can go get her nails done or go to the gym to exercise, you know, whatever the case is, just to make herself feel good as we go into a new season, which will be fall. I do have to add a few more holidays there, but I think the next 2 weeks will be very, very fun with just a few things to do. With a busy day ahead of her, having her very first social event at her new place with people that she has just met at work, I thought it'd be really nice for Les to come to this adorable little park. I think it is technically a community garden. It is by Martini Tonic on the gallery. I will definitely put their ID on screen and possibly down in the description, but this is a beautiful beautiful little community garden. There's plenty of places to plant things. There's little like bug farms. There's also this pool that kind of looks like a pond, but I like that it's a pool because you can use it. There's a grill, there's a chess table, there's some of the vertical planters. It's just really, really pretty. I absolutely love it. I also added a swing set over here for kiddos because I think I made it into an official park lot. I think that's what I did. But I thought it would be nice for Les to just come here in the peace and quiet. Looks like she was actually saying hello to Brant and Brent. She met them very early on when she moved here because they live in this little square. But I thought this would be really nice. Just a way to kind of calm down. And when I say calm down, it's because she was a little bit nervous because Tiani did reach back out to her. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to give her a call. You can see she looks a little bit different than she did in high school. Looks like she has a lot more of a mature look. But we're going to give her a call because we want to see if we can kind of catch up, see if she's still in Willow Creek. And honestly, Les just really wants to reignite this friendship. And oh no, she's so upset too because she poked herself. Well, we're going to put our stuff away here because she did poke herself and she's very uncomfortable. But it seemed as though that conversation went okay. It seemed very brief, but maybe what we'll do is we'll just follow up with a little DM here and just be like, hey, it was great to hear your voice. Let's set up a time to talk at greater length and see if we can reconnect because it was very brief. So we will send Tiani a message here. We'll just send her a quick friendly message. I think that'll be nice. I can't even deny it drives me a little nuts that when I zoom into the backyard, the trees disappear because we get too close. But I just wanted to give you all this shot of the backyard now that we're all ready for the festivities. So I did get her just a little grill just for now. I think we're going to end up selling it, technically, because she only has 615 simoleons to her name right now. She's kind of really struggling. But that's okay. I think everything will be all right fairly soon. She does have the fire pit here, and then I just got 3 of these. I think they're mortars, technically, these fireworks. So that'll be kind of nice too. So everyone can set off fireworks and have a great old time. So for now, since she's a little bit uncomfortable, we'll just have her spend some time inside. It's also really, really hot, so I don't want her to like overheat or anything like that. I want to make sure that she's good to go. And everyone has almost arrived. The weenie roast has started. We're actually about an hour in already, but Lori actually showed up and Daichi is here as well, and they have got some hot dogs ready to go. I think Brant, oh no, is that Brant or Brent? I can never remember Brant. It's Brant. But everyone has showed up and it seems like we are all just going to kind of socialize and enjoy our little outing here. I don't know. I don't think I made this a gold event, so we don't have to like achieve anything in particular. But I think that we do just want to kind of get to know our neighbors and our coworkers a little bit. And Les actually learned that Lori is married and that she has 2 little girls. She actually... No, not again! Why? Oh, no, why again? Why? No, please, stop panicking. Can you please put it out? No. Why is this happening? Oh my gosh, no more. No more fire pits. Literally everyone just panicked. Okay, all right. Well, so after about 2 more fires, because Brant and Daichi just really wanted to roast marshmallows, after 2 more fires, we decided to put the fire out. And everyone's just kind of dancing to some music. And we actually set up all of the fireworks already, so you know what? In true Sims fashion, this was a pretty chaotic little get-together, but it seems as though Les has had a great time. She actually just made a new friend, and I don't know who that is. Is it Lori? Is it Brant? I can't tell. I feel like it's Lori, but I don't know. But it was kind of nice. She got some socialization. Again, she's a very like to herself sim, I believe. But she really enjoys kind of hanging out with some people as well. What a day. That weenie roast did not necessarily go as planned, but I was determined to let it play out however it was going to play out. I don't want to cut corners with you all. I want to show you how gameplay actually goes. I don't want to orchestrate too much with this LP. So I let it go. We had a lot of fires. We put them all out. We got rid of the fire pit immediately, but we did get to know our coworkers a lot more. And I think that Lori actually just became our first true friend here in Brindleton Bay, which is really exciting. I think it makes Les feel a little bit less, I didn't mean for that pun, but it makes her feel a little bit less alone. And I think with kind of confronting her past a bit more with Tiani, I feel like she really needed that. I feel as though she needed some support here. She knew she was going to need it eventually, but she's glad that it kind of organically formed with someone like Lori, who she also gets to work with, so she can kind of talk personal things, or she can talk work, which we all kind of need. We all have like our work bestie and also our real besties, and sometimes they're the same. When they're the same, it's kind of wonderful when that happens. So she is just doing her quick little nighttime yoga routine, and then I think she's going to head off to bed because it is a little bit late. She has work in the morning. She does have to work on a weekend, which is pretty standard for someone in the medical field, but you know what? That's okay.